Okay, this is a lesson for Year 11 Inequality. We're going to switch now to looking at a few lessons on gender inequality. That means males and females, obviously. And in this particular lesson, we're going to look at something very basic. What sort of things do men and women do? And we're going to study gender roles in a variety of cultures. Gender roles are important, not biology. Women, doesn't matter what your culture is, women give birth. But the rest of it is called a gender role. Gender just means the way males and females behave in their culture. And we'll see in a moment, and I hope you've already understood this, that the way males and females behave is learnt rather than inherited. So when understand, after we've looked at these gender roles, these three examples, to understand the implications of this knowledge, means what does it mean for us? And by doing that, we are thinking sociologically. Keywords are jobs, tasks, male, female, culture, biology, Gatla, Manus, Chambuli. Three examples. Okay, let's move on. First example, the Gatla. The Gatla are a tribal group from southern Africa. And when we read from the book in class, you'll see how they divide their gender roles. The women do virtually all of what we call the hard work. They do all the domestic duties and the child rearing, but they also do the farming. They do the house building. Any difficult, hard work, the women do it. So they do the farming, they build the houses, they build the walls, they dig the holes, they plough the fields. And now you're thinking, what do the men do? Well, as far as anthropologists can make out, the men do almost nothing. They sit around and talk and occasionally do a few important jobs, like being a doctor. The Manus. The Manus live in this part of the world. This is Papua New Guinea. It's just down here on a map would be Australia. It's just north of Australia. It's the wildest and least explored part of the world. It is a gold mine for sociologists and anthropologists. And the reason for that is it's virtually unexplored, and each of these tiny little valleys here has its own distinct culture, language, ways of doing things. These people have never come in contact with anybody else. So it's basically thousands of small cultures. Gold mine for us. And one of them is the Manus. And in the Manus, you'll see in the book, it works like this. The women, clearly, obviously, biologically, give birth to the babies. And they have sole responsibility for looking after the babies for 1 year, which means when they're breastfeeding. But at the child's first birthday, the baby is taken away from the mother and given to the father. The father is then responsible by himself for looking after that child, for caring for the child, for looking after the child, for feeding the child, for playing with the child, for everything you can think of. And they do a great job. It's in their culture. It's completely normal to them. So what does this mean? The desire to care for children, well, in lessons we'll talk about this, I'm hoping already fairly obvious, that this means something very particular for our view of the maternal instinct. Finally, and most amusingly, is the Chambuli, who are also from New Guinea. In the Chambuli tribe, this is a Chambuli man. In the Chambuli tribe, the men wear makeup, decorate their faces. They have longer hair, they wear colourful robes, they sit around gossiping and talking, admiring each other's outfits. The women shave their heads and do all the serious work. So the men are interested in clothes and makeup and gossip, and the women have shaved heads and are very serious and get on with all the work. thinking of those three examples and thinking of and comparing them to our culture, we can have a go at this essay. Discuss how far sociologists would agree that the behaviour of males and females in contemporary Britain is genetic rather than cultural. Contemporary meaning now. So think about that, and I think, and I hope you'll agree with me after having read the book, that the answer to this essay is pretty straightforward.